Welcome to 7th Mountain Resort. It's late August. I thought I would just show you what first impressions of coming into our resort look like. As you can see, the landscaping, the grass has been cut. Lots of positive comments this year about how well the landscaping and the general grounds look. But we still have the scar known as the horse trail. There pretty much is a constant state of horse manure across the entrance road leading into the registration check-in desk. Sometimes they're fresh piles. As you can see, cars sometimes just drive right over them, or they sometimes avoid them. But there is pretty much always a string of horse manure staining and littering the front. And then here's our horse trail crossing, heading across the front lawn. Again, this is very visible as you drive into the resort. And this is relatively common for horse trails that haven't really been designed. That problem of horses displacing soil because of their weight and the way they kick back to move forward, coupled with the irrigation that we have on this front lawn, creates a rather muddy situation. And this is constant, and it's pretty much every year. And as it gets too muddy, you can see that the horses sort of tend to wander off of this primary pathway, which only makes the problem worse because they're spreading the problem, just moving it from one place to another. We call that trail braiding in the trails world, and you see that going on here. You see there was a primary path here, but now the horses have started another pathway here that's just been walked in, and again the conditions will just sort of repeat themselves. Lots of widening here and mud. Horse pocking is the technical term that we call for this situation here. When it gets too wet and the horses basically create little teacups, that's because of the weight of the horse. Horses weigh about 1,100 pounds, and they concentrate that weight into a very small area. The four hooves, which not all four hooves are on the ground at any point in time. You can see that there's a fair bit of widening in this area here, and damage to this wildflower berm. Wildflower berm itself is quite attractive, quite beautiful, but the horse trail has just cut into that berm. Again, here's another area of widening. Lots of soil displacement and scarring from the horses. Here's that pocking action that we see there in loose soils that are wet. Here's one of the tee-offs for the disc golf course. So the disc golf course is in this whole area as well. So another concern is disc golfers picking up their disc and the disc sitting in horse manure. So that's a bit of a health issue that we have. And then as we get to the far end or the west end of the lawn, we're coming up on what I call Area 51, which is my proposed solution, is to move the equestrian stables program to this end of the resort. It could be up here in Area 51, which is here, and then you could also have a pony ride that's on this side of the lawn. And then we don't have horses crossing our entrance road, and we don't have horses tearing up our front lawn. We're pretty much giving them direct access out of the west end of the resort onto U.S. Forest Service land. So this whole area is called Area 51. I'm not sure how that name came about, but that's been called that for years. It's just kind of used as a laydown area for leftover materials. We cleaned it up. I believe it was in 2013 we cleaned it up, but it still is not really utilized very well. You know, obviously, again, the disc golf course goes through here. There's 2 holes that go through here, and then the stables program goes through here as well. But this is my proposed location for moving the entire stables operation. And here's building 20 right here. And the U.S. Forest Service property boundary is not too far to the west of where I'm standing right now. And they would have direct access off of our property onto U.S. Forest Service property. The building could be moved to somewhere here. As you can see, there's an electric box right here. You know, so it'd be pretty easy to, you know, figure out how to get electricity as well as water coming to this site. This proposed site for moving the equestrian stables program. You can see this is a fairly large area. It's at least as big as what they're currently utilizing. Has pretty good shade. So it's not a bad site, and it goes, you know, all the way up. It looks like we are still dropping some grass clippings. I haven't been up here in quite a while, but this is Area 51, and my proposed area for moving the stables operation here at the 7th Mountain Resort, and it would solve a lot of the problems that we have with the stables operation.